Welcome into the recap of the Bears' 23-20 Thanksgiving Day loss to the Detroit Lions in Detroit. I'm David Kaplan. It's brought to you by our great partners at the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. They are the official truck partner of the Chicago Bears. And Felco, they are Chicago and the Midwest home renewal experts. 866-4FELCO. Fire him now. Matt Eberflus was awful today as the head football coach. I'll give the players credit that in the second half, led by Caleb Williams, who is that dude, we have our guy. I'll give them credit. They battled and came back from being shut out at the half and looking inept offensively. But guess what? If you watch the final drive, you see some plays by Caleb, both with his feet and with his arm, evading tacklers and finding a way to get them down the field, and see how your head coach melted down yet again, and they end up losing the football game and not even getting a game-tying field goal off. Fire him tonight. I don't give a shit that it's Thanksgiving. He'll get his money, he'll leave a wealthy man, and we'll be better off when his ass is out of town. A pathetic coaching performance today. A challenge in the first half that he had no chance of winning. Gene Steratore like, well, there's no way that's going to be a challenge you'd win. And then they throw the challenge flag, and of course they don't win it. So he drops to 0-5 this year in challenges. It was an absolute clinic on how not to coach a football team. And if you watch the post game and you watch Bill Cowher, who's a former coach, and never does he rip coaches. He said, after the Larry Borum sack on the final drive, you have to take a timeout. You're the head coach. You have to take the timeout and play for a field goal, period. And instead, Caleb's a rookie. He's listening, trying to get a play in. And then, of course, at 15 seconds, the headset goes out. So he's looking, trying to figure things out. Guess what? Be a freaking head coach and take control of the godforsaken situation. You didn't. You threw one Hail Mary duck down at the goal line as the clock expired, and you lose. Again, 4-8. Let's get to some of the key numbers, because that was as pathetic a coaching performance as we've watched. And if they don't fire him by Friday morning, then they have no spine. Then they do not care about putting a successful product and holding people freaking accountable, because he's killing you. You are losing games because of Matt Eberflus, and that is an absolute fact. We do have that dude at quarterback. 3 touchdown passes in the second half. Are there things he has to be better at? 100%. He's 23 years old. He's a rookie on a team that has talent, but is so poorly coached and has a lousy offensive line that he's got a lot he's got to clean up as well. But he is that dude. We finally found our guy. I'll give the Bears credit, as I said. They battled in the second half. Lions played passive football in the second half. They didn't get aggressive, but I'll tell you what. In the end, you figured out exactly what you needed to figure out today. Number 1, you have a dude at quarterback. Number 2, your coach is incompetent. He cannot be your head coach one freaking second longer, or you're telling your team, we don't have accountability in Lake Forest. And I believe that they do. I believe Ryan Poles does. You need to fire him by Friday. He cannot coach another game of the Chicago Bears. Our apt player of the game, I could go Caleb Williams because of his second half performance. But again, you melt down at the end. He was sacked 5 times in the game. I'm going to give the player of the game to former Bear, David Montgomery, who ran for 89 yards. Ran with purpose and passion. Jahmyr Gibbs ran for 88. Those two dudes together, a hell of a running game behind a great offensive line that was missing one of their best in Taylor Decker. They ran it down our throat early, took command of the football game at the half, and then had to hang on for dear life. So I'm going to give the apt player of the game to David Montgomery. Go to apt.com and you punch in this promo code, Kaplan25, $150 or more purchase, you'll save $25 with that promo code. The Dr. Pepper play of the game, it should have been a bigger play because you should have won the godforsaken football game. The forced fumble by Tyreek Stevenson on Jahmyr Gibbs inside the Bears' 10-yard line in the second quarter. They're going in, no doubt. They're going to get a touchdown, and he levels Jahmyr Gibbs. Ball pops up in the air, and I think it was Jervon Dexter who plucked it out of midair for the turnover. That is our play of the game. The Lions score there, it might have been a blowout. Instead, we got a hell of a football game all the way down to the end. The Chevy dealers' drive of the game, let's talk about this. 15 plays, 59 yards, resulting in exactly 0 points. Because it's the drive that will euthanize Matt Eberflus's tenure as the head football coach of the Chicago Bears. You start at your own 1. I thought the man for the Lions that was downing the punt had his heel touching the end line. It should have been out, not been ball at the 1. You didn't get the call, and guess what? It didn't matter. Caleb took you down the field. He did a really good job. He got you in position. And again, Tevin Jenkins with a bad penalty, hands to the face. What in the hell are we doing? And then, of course, he gets sacked multiple times. Does he have to get the ball out quicker? Absolutely. But some of those, he had no chance. One of them, it was like a jailbreak right at him and ended right there, driving him into the ground. Thank God his knee is okay. He had 1 tackle as he ran out of bounds, got drilled in the knees. He was okay. Thank goodness. But I will tell you, the drive of the game will cost Matt Eberflus his job. There is 0 chance he will be the head football coach next season, and I believe he gets fired before this season ends. Our stat of the day, with his second touchdown pass to Keenan Allen, Williams threw his 212th pass attempt without an interception to become the all-time NFL rookie record holder for consecutive passes without a pick. Super freaking awesome. DJ Moore had a good game. He caught almost 100 yards of passes. He also had at least 2 drops that he has got to catch. He has not had a good year. And all of you out there that go, that guy's a top 5 receiver, my ass. He has not had that good a season. He's got to be a whole lot better football player. He knows it, you know it, and I know it. Very disappointed in his performance this year. And what happened to our defense? Our defense had it. Literally, they were eating a leather sandwich the whole first half. Run right down their freaking throats. I don't know what's going on with our defense. I know having Brisker out and having Andrew Billings out is a problem. But guess what? There's injuries all around the National Football League, and teams find a way to step up and make plays, except our team. And in the end, coaching costs you. Rookie quarterbacks got to be better. Here's our question of the day. Ankin Law, question of the day, 312-6 million. For the great Howard Ankin. After watching the game, what are you thinking? Because if you're thinking like me, they're firing his ass when he gets back to Lake Forest. And I don't care that it's Thanksgiving. This is big boy sports. This is the pros. Fire him tonight. Make a statement. Wake up Friday and go, we're turning the page on an era of football that we didn't have too many highlights. Unfortunately, you made a bad hire, admit it, and move the hell on. Best 2 responses, you'll get a gift card to Lou Malnati's. Sign up for their new rewards program at loumalnatis.com. There are the stats. There are the facts. You lost a game. You had every chance to win against the best team in the NFL. And in the end, put it right on Matt Eberflus where it belongs. A little bit on Caleb at the end, no question. But you got to fire this guy, and you got to do it now. Take that.